Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. And in today's video, we're going to be continuing Naruto Rebirth, Cycle of Hatred. With Sasuke got the Rinnegan earlier, part 8. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. After this, we'll have 2 more parts before we get to the next checkpoint in this series. After we cover the events of the Pain arc, it'll be up to you guys to decide whether or not this story continues on into the War arc. So if you are a fan of this series, make sure that you continue to engage with the story itself, continuing to like and to comment and all the other stuff to let me know that this is a series that you want to see continuing and going forward into the future. Also, I can't make any guarantees, but I may do part 9 on Saturday so that we can do the wrap up the following Monday, but that's just something that I'm keeping in mind for now, but we'll just have to wait and see going forward. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. The team of Sasuke, Naruto, Karin, and Kakashi set off for the Uchiha hideout. The fated battle amongst brothers was soon to take place. Naruto, jumping from tree to tree with Sasuke, would converse with his comrade. He asked him what he was thinking as they approached the battle that was soon to come. Of course, everyone had agreed to allow Sasuke to handle Itachi alone. However, they had also made it very clear that if things were to take a turn for the worse, they would jump in without hesitation. Sasuke agreed to these terms. For Sasuke, everything had been building to this moment, the culminating arc of his revenge. He remembered being filled with so much hatred and anger towards Itachi. But now he was filled with something else. The vengeance had never left him, no, but it was not overly consuming him the way it had before. Rather, he did not look to this moment with joy or with any form of glee, but if anything, it disheartened him even more than anything else ever could. Primarily due to the fact that after today, he would be the last Uchiha. Knowing that he would be the cause of this dismay, the destruction of his clan seemingly being finished by his own hand, it was more than what Sasuke would like to admit. Naruto assured him that no matter what happened, he'd always have his friends. He would always have the Leaf Village. For Sasuke, that sentiment had been growing more and more with him through the years. The more he saw the people in the faces of Konoha, the more of a warmth and a happiness that it brought to him. Sasuke had grown in his years, and now all that growth would be tested and put on full display. As they had reached the halfway point, they would be stopped by Kisame Hoshigaki, member of the Akatsuki. Kisame was there to make sure that only Sasuke could pass. The others would have to stay. Naruto was a bit angered by this, but Kakashi would calm his student, telling him that this was actually a good thing. Of course, Kisame was aware that Naruto was the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, and as such, this was an opportunity to capture yet another tailed beast. Sasuke was more than ready to stay back and help his comrades against Kisame. However, Kakashi would tell Sasuke to go forward. You have Itachi to deal with. This is our fight. Just stay focused on what you need to do, Sasuke. Sasuke would nod and continue moving forward, as the rest of Team 7 stood ready for battle against Kisame. Sasuke would eventually arrive to the hideout. Of course, it was a place that he had heard of from his parents long ago, a place that had been abandoned. Why would Itachi pick here? Sasuke wondered, as he walked through the dark halls and the corridors, before eventually arriving to the throne room where Itachi sat. You didn't keep me waiting, little brother. No point in delaying the inevitable, Itachi. You have determination, but tell me, how long will it last? Before Itachi could move, Sasuke was already behind him, a sword stabbed through the back and sticking out of his chest. Is this the death you envisioned for me? I would hope that it would be quick, but we both know that's not the case. Am I right, Itachi? Instead of Sasuke looking towards where he had stabbed, he instead looked to see that Itachi was perfectly fine. As the Itachi he had stabbed burst into a bunch of crows, Sasuke stood and readied himself. You were even able to see through that. The Rinnegan, the eyes of the gods. Definitely troublesome. You're aware of what I have, and yet you still wish to challenge me. Sasuke, you of all people should know. Every jutsu has a weakness. You just have to find it. The brothers would engage in a flurry of combat. Itachi countering Sasuke's swordplay with that of his kunai, backing away as the two brothers would counter with the fire-style fireball jutsu, before a clone of Sasuke would emerge, creating a black chakra rod that was inches away from impaling Itachi in the head. Another Sasuke would come from behind swinging his sword imbued with lightning-style chakra. Itachi would kick away at the clone bursting and sending sparks of electricity straight into Itachi, while another Sasuke would yell, water-style, downpouring ash. A mist of water would rise through the room, the mist catching hold of the electricity that had been sparked in the air, stunning Itachi. Sasuke would go in for yet another strike to end the fight quickly, only for Itachi to once again burst into a set of crows. As Sasuke sheathed his sword back within to itself, he would close his eyes before dispelling the genjutsu. Itachi sat on the throne. So, you were able to see through even that. If you knew it was nothing but an illusion, then why did you? Simple. I wanted to see how far you'd go in a mere genjutsu. You weren't really trying all that much. So tell me, how long do you plan on holding back? Itachi would raise his brow. You should be aware. I have surpassed you, Itachi. If you continue on like this, then you are going to die. I'm only giving you this one chance. So you're dragging out the fight, Itachi would say. What exactly do you want from me? I want to know why. Why did you do it? I want the truth. Not that BS you gave me all those years ago. I told you why. I wanted... No, you didn't. Power? That's why you killed Mom and Dad? Our clan? You killed them for power? Just how long are you going to treat me like a child? You told me to face you when my eyes could see through the truth. when I was able to see through everything. I see it perfectly. You are many things, but a cold, maniacal killer you are not. At least, that's not who you think you are. You portray yourself a certain way to everyone. You are always good at that, putting on a face. So much so you even had me fooled for a long time. But I've played back that night in my mind, the night when everything changed for the both of us. You were acting one way, but your emotions said another. It was for a split second. It was for just a brief moment. A moment where I could have sworn that it was nothing more but a dream. But it wasn't. You shed tears that night. A cold-hearted killer who was only after power would never do such a thing. So I want the truth. Why did you do it? And you think you could get the answers out of me so easily. Sasuke held up his hand towards Itachi. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. I'll make you talk one way or another. Shinra Tensei. A large explosion would occur inside of the hideout. Itachi was forced to use the rib cage of the Susanoo in order to shield himself, as they managed to get to the outside. Sasuke walked calmly towards Itachi, Itachi readying himself. That power. Yes, the power of the Susanoo. I didn't even know you were capable of it. I am capable of many things, many abilities that you, my young brother, are not privy to. In the meantime, as Team 7 battled against Kisame, he proved to live up to his name of being the tailless tailed beast, as he managed to hold his own against the three. Of course, their teamwork was able to hold par, but for how long? Naruto was ready to go all out, but he had to be careful. Samehada could absorb his chakra, only feeding and making him stronger. They had to think of something. That was when unexpected help would arrive. Shrapnels of bone would come flying out of the forest. Kisame using Samehada in order to block and keep himself from getting harmed. Once he did so, he would turn to see that new fighters were emerging. For Naruto, he couldn't believe it. It was her. Sakura, along with another young boy with blue hair, and another young boy with white hair, and a girl with green hair. It's been a while, Naruto. Sakura? Sakura, Kakashi would say. I think we should stay focused now, Sensei. We have to deal with this one. Hey, big brother Kisame, Suigetsu would yell out as he unsheathed the executioner's blade. Suigetsu, so, you are still alive. We all thought you had been killed long ago. Nah, I just got held up a little bit, but how's it going, buddy? I've seen better days. I don't suppose I could convince you to join my side now, could I? Unfortunately not. Although, truthfully, whether you live or die, I don't really care about that. I'm just here for that sword. Samehada. That's what you're after. Yep. I'm gonna collect all 7 of these suckers. They're gonna be mine. Greedy as always. You're nothing like your brother. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Alright, boss. So how you wanna play this? All of the shinobi would surround Kisame. Kisame taking a deep breath as he thought to himself, this might legit be the end of the line for me. Itachi, I hope you fare well, and that you gain whatever closure you're looking for with your brother. Kisame would merge with Samehaya, turning into a shark-like monster. All right, bring it! In the meantime, the fight between Sasuke and between Itachi had taken itself to the next stage. The battlefield was littered with flame markings, black and red flame alike, singes of lightning, the illumination of earth, the movements of water, all of the elements having been put on full display. Itachi was more than impressed. His brother was managing to hold his own greatly. He didn't even have full control and mastery of the Rinnegan, and he was able to do all of this. Finally though, as Itachi had managed to create distance between them, he knew he was running low. Sasuke could feel himself doing the same. Even if the Rinnegan came to him naturally and didn't drain his chakra right away, spamming the attacks the way that he did, it would take its toll eventually. However, Sasuke had a jutsu that he was ready to finish this fight with. As he looked up to the sky as storm clouds began to roll all around them. I created this jutsu during my training. I made it specifically for you. Itachi looked to the sky as he saw the lightning starting to congregate together in the clouds. I want you to know, I take no pleasure in this, but I want to be rid of the pain. Is that right? And just what will this jutsu accomplish? It will free me of you and my hatred, because in one flash, I will execute your judgment. I will carry out the sentence, and you will be gone from this world. With that, Sasuke called down the Kirin. The lightning dragon of judgment went crashing into Itachi. The flashing light was bright, and for Sasuke, he believed that with the power he had, it would have incinerated him until there was nothing left. However, much to his surprise, the Susanoo had managed to protect Itachi. However, Itachi coughed up blood. He was worse for wear, and he knew he couldn't last much longer. He staggered forth to Sasuke, who couldn't back away. He felt himself on the verge of almost passing out himself, although he had just enough strength left to stand. His sword was in his hand. However, the palm on the hilt of the blade was sweating. He had hoped that this jutsu would finish off his brother from a distance. The last thing he wanted was to kill him up close and personal. Sasuke simply stood there, Itachi falling to his knees, ready to collapse. The Rinnegan was able to see that Itachi's chakra signature was draining fast. Some illness near the heart. He was already dying. Sasuke could feel that something was off, but he was already dying, and yet he was still going all out. What was he gonna do now? What could he do now? Sasuke staggered forth. Before Itachi could completely collapse, he grabbed him by the back of the head. The only thing holding Itachi in the air was the clumping of his hair that was grasped in his brother's hand. Sasuke had enough chakra left for one more jutsu. He knew which one to cast. Using the power of the Rinnegan, he would use the Naraka path to summon the King of Hell, its mouth beginning to open as it looked down upon both Sasuke and Itachi. Sasuke grabbed his brother up as best he could, pushing him within his mouth before falling in himself. The mouth of the King of Hell would close, chewing it up before spitting out a completely healthy Itachi and Sasuke. While Itachi was healed on the inside and out, he was still exhausted. Sasuke didn't have much time. He created small chakra rods, stabbing one in the palms and in the feet of Itachi. He put one in each shoulder and one at the midpoint of each arm and each leg. He did so to make sure that he would be immobilized, as the chakra rods had a way of disrupting one's chakra once they were stabbed into something. Once he did that, he would summon one of the Rinnegan summonings, a hawk-like bird, as the two brothers would fall on the back, the bird having instruction to meet with the others. Off in the distance, Zetsu watched the fight and was in shock of what had happened. "I can't believe it. He defeated Itachi. And now it seems like they're taking him back to the Hidden Leaf. Do you think he'll be in danger? We need to get word back to the boss immediately. What of the fight with Kisame?" "Kisame Hoshigaki is dead." The hawk arrived to the battlefield, or at least what was left of it. The combined efforts of Sakura's team, along with Team 7, had resulted in the defeat and the death of Kisame Hoshigaki. Samehaya would now yield to its new owner, Suigetsu, who now had two of the legendary swords of the Hidden Mist in his possession. Of course, many questions were going to have to be answered, but for now, it was best that they return to the Hidden Leaf. When the hawk arrived and they saw who was sitting on its back, they couldn't believe it. A half-conscious Sasuke would tell them to get them to the Hidden Leaf immediately. They did so with haste, making sure that Itachi was subdued. When they arrived to the gates of the Hidden Leaf, an Anbu squad arrived immediately. And then there was another squad. Tsunade arrived to the gate along with Jiraiya, who had been back in the village. Of course, her Anbu squad was there to take Itachi, but this other group, it was not a part of the Anbu. Members of the Foundation had arrived. Of course, they were immediately turned away, and Tsunade made sure that they weren't followed. Itachi was bound. He had seals placed all over his body, restricting him of using his Sharingan or any other jutsu. He was locked away inside of a protective cell, as they had to figure out what they were going to do. Technically, Itachi was a criminal. Executing him would have been the right thing to do, but there was still a lot of information they could gather, a lot of things they needed to know. For now, everyone would be taking time to recover, and there were also other issues to deal with. First, there was Sakura. On one hand, she needed to be punished for deserting the village, but in the end of the day, while she was gone, she didn't commit any crimes, and in fact, she was the one credited for killing Orochimaru. Of course, there were some issues that would have to be dealt with, but for now, Sakura would simply be placed on house arrest, with the status being that her contributions for killing Orochimaru could technically be seen as an S-rank mission, if they wanted to file it as that. It would have to be something that would be kept under wraps, but Sakura could be forgiven. Also, given the strength and the knowledge that she now brought to the table, along with her unique set of skills and abilities, she was definitely someone that Konoha could view as an asset. Then there was Log, the supposed clone of Orochimaru. They didn't even know what they were supposed to do with him. Could they even trust him? For now, he was being placed in a holding cell as well until things could be sorted out also. And then there was Suigetsu. He technically wasn't a criminal. He didn't do anything wrong. In fact, he was imprisoned and held against his will by Orochimaru. He was now freed, but at the same time, he wasn't a Konoha citizen. Word would be sent to the Hidden Mist about everything that happened with Suigetsu. And just a few days later, members of the Hidden Mist Village Shinobi, led by Chojuro, would arrive. Suigetsu, you're alive! Chojuro, buddy, good to see ya! Hey, can I have that sword? No, this is my sword. You already have 2 of them. I can't believe you managed to get them back. Samihara and the Executioner's Blade. It's amazing. Did you actually, kill Zabuza and Kisame? Zabuza, no, he was already dead. Kisame, I played a role. It doesn't matter, I've got the blades. Thank you, Lady Tsunade. I mean, Fifth Hokage. Truly, thank you so much. We were able to actually get these back. Yes, it seems he was held prisoner by Orochimaru all this time. So, he hasn't committed any crimes and he didn't go rogue. So you shouldn't have anything to worry about. Yes, again, thank you so much. We'll be taking him back now. Well, looks like this is where we part ways. It was fun hanging out with you guys while it lasted. Tell Boss I said hi, and tell Log to keep his head up. Hope to see y'all down the road. At least, I hope we're not enemies or anything. Suigetsu smiled happily and waved goodbye, as he, Chojuro, and the Mist Shinobi returned back to the Hidden Mist Village. The Hidden Mist now in possession of all 7 of the legendary swords of the 7 swordsmen of the Mist. Of course, when the other members of the Konoha 12 had heard about Sakura's return, there were a lot of happy feelings going around. Thankfully, she hadn't done anything to make herself a rogue criminal, and she was even credited with killing Orochimaru. That was definitely an impressive feat on her part. But still, she had been gone for so long. They kinda understood why she left, but still, they couldn't say it was the right decision. And for Sakura, she kind of knew it as well. Naruto would visit her one day, the two having a chance to talk alone. Naruto got to understand why Sakura felt the way that she did. Truthfully, Naruto, it wasn't that I was against giving him my body. What? But why would you? Because, up until now, look at what I used to be. Compared to you and Sasuke, I was nothing but a third wheel. And then Karin came along and she was way more talented than I could have ever hoped to be. When I was given the curse mark, I wasn't even expected to live. It was literally an accident. I was an afterthought even to Orochimaru. At least now, I was able to get stronger. I don't agree with his methods at all, nor do I believe he was right or just. But at the same time, I can't say that I would have done any better if I was in the Leaf, and you know that. But still, you shouldn't have to feel that way, Sakura, Naruto would say. Everyone was worried about you. I don't know what I would have done if we had lost you. The moment would be tender between the two of them. Karin watching from a distance, happy for her brother to see that the person he cared for was finally back home. Of course, among all of the members of the Konoha 12, Hinata also had her feelings in the mix as well. Sakura was back, the girl of Naruto's dreams, and Sakura seemed a lot more receptive to Naruto. Of course, Hinata had learned to accept the fact that Naruto might not love her, And in the end, she learned that that wasn't a bad thing. There would always be someone out there for her. And in time, maybe she'd find the right one. But now, Konoha had a lot to deal with. First and foremost, Itachi was their golden goose. Tsunade, Jiraiya, Kakashi, and Naruto would all meet along with Sasuke as they arrived to Itachi's cell. Once there, the conversations would begin. That day was long. A lot of secrets were brought to the surface. The truth behind the Uchiha massacre. The truth behind the Akatsuki. Everything he knew and everything that was happening, and most importantly, the mastermind behind it all. The masked shinobi, the one that pretended to be a dim-witted idiot, he had another name. He was not Toby. He was someone from Konoha's past. The black sheep of the Uchiha. The ghost of Konoha. Madara Uchiha. Hearing those names, Tsunade would stagger back in fear. Are you saying the Akatsuki have been under the control of Madara? That's what I am to believe, Lord Fifth. Of course, whether or not this is truly Madara, I have never been able to confirm. However, that was the name that was given to me, and off of everything I've seen, I can only suspect that it has to be Madara, or someone very powerful. If it's truly Madara, this changes everything. But why? If it is Madara, why play the fool? Why be in the background? In all likelihood, it was to keep himself in the shadows. It would be a lot easier for there to be a scapegoat for the Akatsuki, for someone to play the role of the leader but not actually be the leader. And this pain, Jiraiya would ask, you say he's from the Hidden Rain village? That's where he's based. At least that's from what we know. However, the numbers of the Akatsuki have dwindled thanks to the efforts of you all. Now only few members remain, and it seems that they'll be after the tailed beast. Are they going to come after the Seven Tails? No. It seems that the 50% of chakra we took from the Seven Tails was more than enough for the Ghetto statue. That only leaves the 8 and the 9 Tails as their next targets. We should send word to the Hidden Cloud, Jiraiya said. I can go there at once. If I give them the warning, then maybe they'll be able to take care of themselves. But for now, there's no need, Jiraiya. I'll send the messenger there. No point in stoking the flames any further. But still, I'm more concerned about this Uchiha business. Sasuke had been quiet the whole time, not saying a word, as he digested all of the information given to him. If everything you've said is true, then how are you still alive? I'm not aware. The abilities that you use with the Rinnegan seem to have saved my life. Also, I was near blindness, but my eyes, they feel as though they've been reborn. But we haven't swapped like we should, so how I was able to avoid the downsides to the Mangekyo Sharingan, perhaps it has to do specifically with Itachi and Sasuke's blood ties, as well as the Rinnegan, Kakashi would chime in. Keep in mind, Sasuke is a natural Uchiha with the Rinnegan. The Rinnegan is the evolution to the Sharingan. When he put Itachi through the King of Hell, what if the King of Hell, having had its user be Sasuke, in a way not only healed Itachi, but rebirthed him, his body, and now even his eyes? You could say that in a way, it was a transplant without the need for an actual transplant. That may make sense, Itachi would say. But what are we going to do now? Sasuke asked. About Danzo and the Foundation. If what Itachi has said is true, the Foundation cannot go on any further. I don't know what else to say, but I am sorry to the both of you. The sins of Konoha have deeply hurt the Uchiha, and I know that there's nothing you don't have to apologize, Itachi would say. You are not at fault for what happened to the clan. Sasuke said nothing. But how do you feel, little brother? I hate it. I hate that you had to do it. And I hate you for doing it. But at the same time, hatred doesn't consume me at the moment. I know that I want Danzo to pay. That much is certain. Justice has to be administered. But I don't understand. Did it really have to come to this? Could there have been no other way, no other option? We tried to use another option. However, it was Danzo. It's always been Danzo, Kakashi would say. What do you mean? Tsunade would ask. When Shisui Uchiha was alive, he had an ability known as Koto Amatsukami, a powerful genjutsu, one that could be performed flawlessly. The plan was to use it on our father Fugaku, to get him to call off the coup and to align the Uchiha back with the leaf. However, the night of the meeting, before we had a chance to do so, Danzo ambushed Shisui, poisoning him and stealing one of his eyes in the process. He gave me the other eye before taking his own life. It's how I awakened the Mangekyo. Sasuke would clench his teeth. So there was a chance. And Danzo's responsible. If you look under the bandages, then you'll understand the truth. What are we going to do? Kakashi would ask. I want Danzo Shimura brought here immediately. Sasuke, I will give you a team of Anbu. The Foundation have a base that's under Konoha. I don't have to tell you, but the last thing we need is just getting out. Your team, tonight, are going to go under the base. You either come out with Danzo in cuffs, or you kill him. Sasuke would nod in understanding. Naruto wanted to help, but this wasn't his fight. Instead, he and Jiraiya were going to have to talk. If everything that Itachi had told him about the Akatsuki were true, then maybe it was time for Naruto to take the next step in his training. It was time for Naruto to enter sagehood. In the meantime, in the Akatsuki hideout, Konan, Pain, Zetsu, and Madara sit together. All of the other members have died. Itachi has been captured. What is going to be our next move? Pain would ask. In all likelihood, for us to complete the plan, we will have to go in order. We will leave Konoha for last. For now, we will turn our attention to the Hidden Cloud Village. You, Pain, will lead an assault on the cloud and capture the Eight Tails. Once we have the Eight Tails sealed, we will build whatever forces are necessary, and we will turn our attention to Konoha, the last stronghold. And once we capture the Nine Tails, then our plans can be put into motion. I see. Then me and Konan will prepare ourselves. Our next site, the Eight Tails, Jinchuriki. This concludes Naruto Rebirth, Cycle of Hatred. What if Sasuke got the Rinnegan earlier? Part 8. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video as we continue Konosuba, the last shinobi of the wonderful world. What if Madara Uchiha was reincarnated in Konosuba? Season 1, Part 3. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. Signing off, and I'll see you next time.